It's happened. It's been approved.
Been approved, guys.
We're back for another episode. This is...
episode 2, thank you.
That's it. We're finally here. It's official. We're here to stay at least for a year. Until the season gets renewed for the next one. We're here for at least the season.
I'm certain season 1 will do well.
Let's hope so. And of course, when you see the clips, then of course you will have to agree that's
We're cooking. We're cooking as we speak.
Enough brain rot for one episode already.
Fair play.
So yeah, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tanura. I'm joined by my co-host, Coach Farhan. And welcome to MDX Unplugged, Unfiltered, Unscripted University Life. Now, I'm actually excited because this one we actually have a guest. The third chair is not empty.
Third chair's not empty, and I don't think you'll have to say some grieving news at this time.
Okay, I didn't mean to frame it as if she was dead. It just happened.
Okay.
All right, so now we'll just cut straight to it. Our guest this time is a student, so she's entering her third year of studies, I believe, or is it like
third year. Yeah.
third year of studies with us. She is a dancer. She's also an athlete, but more importantly, she doesn't know how to quit when it comes to extending all of her talents into victories,
I
basically.
think we should make a movie called Multi-Talented. Maybe. I don't know.
Stretch. Anyways,
Yes.
I shouldn't be saying
Yeah,
that.
you should stretch before this.
Okay, calm. I never said I was that good of an athlete, but still. Okay. All right, so without further introduction, let's please give a warm round of applause for Sarah. Yay!
Bye, guys.
Of course, the hoodie that she's flexing happens. Why don't you show us the back? Stand up, show us the back of the hoodie. Come on. Of course. Classic.
Classic.
Coming to stores soon. When?
Whenever it gets approved. It's going to be the running joke.
We should just have one entire episode of both of us talking about the term approvals at this point.
Agreed.
But yeah, of course, we're not just joined by Sarah. We do have Josh in the back as well. So thank you once again, Josh, for joining us and keeping us alive and going well. So Sarah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
Quite excited for the weekend, actually, to be fair.
Of course.
So me and Tanura are going on like a short trip.
I'm going on the literal definition of a short trip. You're actually going as a tourist for this.
A tourist and a trip to Qatar for Travis Scott. Ooh. See, this is my Coldplay, guys. I don't care about others, but this is my Coldplay. I'm ready. The minute you say the Qatar, I don't care. I'm going to Qatar.
The minute you see the fireworks shoot and him screaming, that's you. But now
I'm sure I'm gonna lose my voice. I'm gonna be tired, but I don't care. Once in a lifetime, let's get it.
Yeah, how you were at Coldplay for me, I'm gonna be at Travis for you.
GG's.
But no, mine was Eminem. I already experienced that, so I'm living. But yeah, so Sarah, this is your first time. I think this is your first time being part of something like this, right?
Yeah.
So what do you know both of us very well. What are you expecting out of this? I want to find out what she's thinking.
Fair play, yeah. She was just like out of the blue moon, like, okay, are you free for a podcast? Let's go. That's about it. That's the only thing we trying to like get her into the episode.
No, for me, I feel like this is more of like a yap session. Just keep yapping.
What do you want to yap about?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so what do you exactly want to yap about?
Yeah, you've got a few things.
Because you have loads to yap about, to be fair.
We can talk about anything. Dancing, sports, failed degree attempts.
Okay. What do y'all want to yap about? I'm down to yap about anything.
I mean, if it was up to me, unfortunately I cannot bring up the topic here yet. It's still too early on the global sphere to be discussing certain topics.
What are you on?
I can't say it again because it's too early to be discussing things on a global perspective. But I think the best thing to talk about is a recent inter-university competition.
It's a very small tournament.
Yeah, nothing
Very
much.
small competition called Jashn. Like, I just name dropped it just like that.
Yeah, we're not going to even sugarcoat. There's no point trying not to hide references because we can try and hide.
I mean, it is the biggest sports. Sorry, not sports. I mean, like
No, it is
cultural,
the biggest
social.
inter-uni competition that happens in the UAE. So
yeah, even if some people want to argue about its size, you can definitely say it's the most well-known.
yeah,
Like
definitely.
when you
Easily, without a doubt.
even if you're in high school and you're about to start thinking about university and you plan to leave the country, you still know what Jashn is
Yeah.
at the very minimum.
They've done quite well when it comes to marketing the event for so many years. I mean, it was just like it's a platform for music, dance, and even fashion as well. But
Yeah.
what I love about it, it's not just like a university thing, so it's open to public as well. So that's the reason why you get like loads of crowd for this.
You got like companies coming and setting up food stalls, and they even have proper higher level DJs.
Absolutely, they bring in like really big guests, DJing and like food stalls.
Yeah.
So many
DJ
things.
Jeff, no, this year? For DJ
Yeah,
night?
Jeff. So one of the big
That's
ones.
crazy. That's insane.
Yeah. But anyways, here's the thing.
Forget all that.
Before we go there, let's be
Yeah.
realistic. We've just been marketing Jashn for free just now. We're doing Bits Palani's job.
Go.
Okay, fine.
You know what to do. I think you and I both know what we gotta address ASAP.
Yeah. Forget all the other categories. Let's talk about the main one, dance. This is the one thing in the Jashn I'm quite like always watch every single year because you know what? It's quite entertaining to watch the group dance, not the solos, duets, and all. I'm really not really too
Yeah.
into it. But the Western group, Eastern to a certain extent, of course. But
Such an extent is why.
yeah, I'm just being honest. It's unfiltered and unscripted.
Unnecessary to plug again.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I think you're one of the core members of the dance, or like the main, like the starting five or something, as they say in dance. So tell us, how was the prep? How was it this year? What do you feel?
So this year we also decided not to have a choreographer. So
Ooh, drama.
That's like having a team without a coach, more or less.
yeah. So it's a little difficult in that sense because we don't have an authority figure to like follow. And yeah, we started our prep within the core team in like end of Jan-ish. And since then, like our core team, we've been having choreo sessions almost every week. Not every day of the week, but like every alternate
No, but
day
it
of
was.
the week.
I can attest that it was very consistent.
It was, yeah.
It was very consistent. I kept seeing them like practicing early in
Yeah.
the morning till like the I
Like
don't know,
doing
evening
camp-
maybe, I guess.
Like,
Yeah.
being here, like we're in admissions, we doing campus tours. The one room we could rarely show was the dance room because there was always a practice session or a choreography session going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But like I think by the time I reached Jashn, I kind of like know all the music at that point. I was like, I keep hearing it from the
Oh, here we
gym,
go,
and I
guys.
was
Gym is like right next to
yeah,
the
the gym is right next to the dance room. I
I'm
keep
pretty-
hearing all the music.
Like, yeah, 7 out of the 8 months of the academic semester, you have to play music for the gym, and there's just this 1 month where you don't have to do that.
You know what's the best part of the middle section?
What?
We have live performances on the right side, and on the left side you have
oh,
dance
right.
performances. So that's a selling point of
You have
middle
you have constant music till 9 p.m. and you're basically saving energy because you're not using the TV.
At this point, I don't really use the television as well, like or like speaker, nothing, because on the right and left you have two entertainment spectrums.
You know, we're framing it like it's a good thing, but at the same time, we're just causing so much noise pollution. We're just opening the door for freaking econ laws to come in and attack us.
Regarding Jashn, so what are your competition, or like what are the thoughts after? What do you think? Do you feel like do you guys deserve the position you guys got, or
This Mike, she looks very interested to answer this question.
very
technical difficulties, guys.
it's just a blank screen over there as well.
Fair enough.
Like no worries, all good.
Do y'all want to know our thoughts before Jashn or
Yeah,
after?
I would say before and after. You have like an idea. It's just like
Do not listen. Like we said, unfiltered.
it's unfiltered.
unscripted.
Like don't worry,
Go
we're not,
for it.
we're not holding anything against you.
Yeah, that's in
No,
the contract you're gonna
so-
sign later.
Okay.
But yeah, starting Jashn, we find out a certain university has a specific choreographer who used to be our mentor 2 years ago, my first year in uni. He's amazing. He's a really great choreographer. So that was like our pushing point where we're like, oh my God, like there's no way. Like we need to step up our game for this year. And the thing is, they kept posting, that certain university kept posting videos and stories flexing that, oh, this is our choreographer.
Yeah.
And it kind of like, like got us really scared and we're like, oh my God, like what?
like I feel like it kind of got into everyone's head in the team. Like, don't get me wrong.
No,
I
it-
feel
it really
it
did.
definitely did, because it was quite evident from the way they were marketing and the whole.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. It's like me going coaching some other track team.
Yeah.
So that'll be like a big, oh no, what's gonna happen?
Oh, damn, it's Farhan.
Yes.
no! Oh no!
Yeah, no, but I understand. Like, they did get to you when it comes to the marketing
Yeah.
and getting into the head. So the mental game is all.
Yeah, people would think like, oh, uni games is just like, oh, it's like in high school, just go for another comp. No, thing is in UAE University specifically, everyone does get up to a point where they know each other.
It was impressive. It was very impressive. But yes, go. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. And then What Fest happened. Now, What Fest, we went there for the vibes, me and a few friends. And Batspa, Manipal, and Harriet were performing for What Fest.
There were only 3 teams.
Only
Damn.
3. Only 3 for dance.
That's why.
So we were
I mean, like,
bummed out. We're like, we expected kind of more performances.
but wait, Wattfest happened like about a month before Jashn, right?
Month before
So,
Jashn.
okay, I guess timing
I like
kind
month
of.
and a half, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with most uni competitions. Timing, you gotta set it very early on.
Not the best.
I've also heard that Middlesex does not perform for Wattfest either. So I think it's more of like, because Jashn is right there and Wattfest is right there, we'd rather focus more on the main
bigger
event.
picture, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like, here's the thing as well, like, don't get me wrong, Wattfest, if you include the sports and everything as well, it's growing, right? Like, you cannot deny it's a strong building competition, but I'm gonna predict at least 2 to 3 more years until it's at that same peak of bits, because people know
Are
that
you
Jashn,
talking about what fest or sports?
I guess both of them combine in a way. Like, no, because, okay, hear me out, right? Just hear me out on this. Jashn is already a household name in terms of, like, when you reach your AS and A levels in high school, even then, even if you're looking to go abroad, you know about it, right?
yeah.
Sports, we can agree the boom happened like just a few years ago, and it's growing at a very rapid
Yeah, I mean,
pace.
bit sports fest.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of whatever opinions everybody has, but it's the biggest one. It's bigger
Yeah.
than so many tournaments. Probably the biggest one because you can rack in like 20 universities and whatnot. So
Without even question, you just announced the date. You not even dates. You announced that it's happening for another season. You got your registration.
registration is a big event, but yeah, it makes sense. Sorry, continue.
Sorry,
No worries.
this is our personal lore coming into play now.
But yes, but you're the guest.
no, Wattfest happened, and a few of us were a little disappointed because we expected a little more from Harriet, considering that they have an amazing choreographer. I think they kind of did like their own choreography as well in that performance, but yeah, no, there was a lot of crowd hype. The song choices that they had were insane. It was a full Kendrick Lamar playlist going on.
I mean, it's Western, it's hip hop. So
Yeah, and
it kind of works. I
Black
guess.
Santa about to come.
we thought that Harriet would win for Wattfest.
What? Yeah, same
But
thing. Yeah.
Manipal got first again for the second time in a row. So
They're cooking their
yeah.
own brace.
Oh, that's a kick in the blue.
No, they got first last year as well for Wattfest.
Oh, really?
So
Okay, never mind.
yeah, 2 years in a row. That's crazy. What else? Now after Jashn, during the performances, obviously we were eager to see what Harriet has to offer.
Oh yeah, because that would you would technically get an idea between those universities your
Yeah.
competition.
So like during Wattfest, we kind of saw like, okay, this is what they're doing, but obviously this is not exactly what they're gonna be doing or showcasing during Jashn, right? But it gave us like a sort of idea of what they might try to pull off, if that makes sense.
No, it does. Like at the end of the day, any competition is a learning experience for a team to find out who they're going to be competing against.
Exactly. So yeah, we find out that Harriet is supposed to be performing first, and then we're number 6, and then I think Manipal was after us. And now we got excited, yeah. We're like, oh my god, we want to see Harriet's performance. We want to like see what they're doing, but they showed up late. So
Oof.
yeah, I think
I mean, there's 2 ways to blame it, but for devil's advocate purposes, we'll just say traffic in Dubai.
Traffic.
no, traffic's really bad in Dubai.
It has gotten much worse now.
Imagine Arya, we literally live on the other side of it.
Literally.
But yeah, we got done with our performance. Then we sat down. Now we're watching Harriet perform. Our minds were blown. They genuinely pulled off that performance. Whatever they did was insane. Especially like the fiend transition. I don't know if y'all remember the mask coming down. That was insane. We were all screaming on the side.
I feel like when it comes to cosplaying, their outfits were like
Their
on
costume
par.
was insane. It was, too
pretty good. Like I was like, okay, from cosplay's perspective, I was like, oh, this is Assassin's Creed. Yo,
2 or 3 students definitely went to Comic-Con to do their research.
literally.
You can just think like, okay, we're students of Harriet, what can we please get details of your design? No, but like, you can't deny it.
Yeah, fair enough. But personally, I just feel like apart from that fiend transition, it was fine. I guess like I feel like the team they have, the design they had, did not like hit the hype. And plus, again, who's behind the scenes? So there's
Yeah.
so much in stake. But I feel like you know what? It's not bad. It's okay. I mean, it's quite
Yeah.
entertaining. That's more or less
Like-
nothing. Not much of a wow factor in it.
I mean, like you guys, I'll say this, compared to the 3 of us over here, you obviously being the dancer, you understand this. You're a person that understands cosplay as well as how to work with the
Yeah.
audience. For me, I'm like the noob of this day. I just come in,
the thing.
if I see this, like, if it catches my eye, it catches my eye. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
And I won't deny, for me, Harriet did catch my eye. It was one of those performances.
I think when they started performing,
Yeah.
you kind of caught, but then it just kind of fizzled out,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But that's how it is. Fair enough.
But that's talking about Harriet.
Yeah.
I think the main thing I want to know, you want to know, they want to know, you definitely know, is the Middlesex performance. I can comfortably say I've seen at least a minimum 3 weeks of your guys' preparation. And I will be frank, it was impressive the amount of work you guys put in. And that's just choreo. But I want to know your opinion, because at the end of the day, you were the artist behind the performance. Only you would know whether you met your expectation or not. So what did you think?
No, we definitely did. Like, we pulled off that performance. My only fear that really made me like stress out was that first stunt that we did.
All right.
That very first stunt
Yeah,
that we
whose
did.
idea was that? Did we get Emmanuel's approval for that?
I feel like that first stunt is like, even I was worried because I was like kind of behind the scenes trying to help them out. Like, how do we work this? Because then at one point, biomechanics came into play. I said, okay, Farhan, how do we do this?
This
I was
is,
like,
yeah, this, like, for the record, everyone, this was not your average dance stunt. This was Sarah, by the way.
It required like core strength, leg work, like, everything. Like, you need
Like,
full body strength for it. It's
Imagine
quite
being
interesting.
on a stage. That's all, a stage already elevated 6 feet.
Concrete stage, by the way.
Fine. Yeah, that's a very important point.
Stage.
A concrete stage elevated 6 feet on the shoulders of another 6-foot individual. And the opening set before anything else is a free fall dive.
But they executed it perfectly. I would say that was like, yes, they did it. And so good.
Like, everyone lost their minds.
No, I could
will-
hear it in the videos. The people screaming is insane.
I'm gonna confidently say this is that across all universities that performed, that brought in students to like cheer them on, and this is gonna sound like a bad thing, but it's not. We definitely were one of the few people that had a bit of a backpay because unfortunately, due to the timing of Jashn, it was heavy assignments and heavy written examination period. But that entire crowd, you got people from RIT, from BASPA, from BITS, every university student, not Middlesex, was punching the bag that we were cooking it.
I feel like Middlesex's performance, I think the best way to describe it in movie terms is it's an A24 performance.
Of course.
No. I'll tell you why A24 because
Listen, you have to stop with this A24.
No,
it's
no.
good, but you gotta stop with A24.
no, it deserves all the praise and recognition it gets. It's
Can you at least use a production house that everyone would know?
I'm sure A24 is now a household name. Now everybody knows what A24 is. For sure.
Okay, I'll
Question,
defend it.
is A24 the horror movie?
Yeah, they kind of make so many horror movies, thrillers. They kind of give a lot of leeway to filmmakers. So all
Got
the
it.
original ideas and movies, they kind of like make.
But for those that don't know A24, the best way to describe Middlesex and Jashn is the hype of Endgame and meeting the hype.
Fair play. I think that's much more easy.
We always manage to meet the hype, if not
Yeah.
exceed the expectation.
Because the main common criticism what they got for Middlesex is like, it did not meet the expectation. But that's for the more of like the new perspective, as he says.
Yeah,
But like,
that would be my type.
but for someone like me, when I saw it, I was like, if the moves are polished, it's clean, it's quite. So it may not be grand with the stunts, because so many of the universities they were so hell bent on the production and the stunts. Whereas the main thing, the choreo, was not like, maybe not as polished as it is, but that's probably the reason why we
Yeah.
got the position where it was. Because everything is clean, I can see it. And one thing I love about Middlesex so much is the team is basically, they kind of stuck with the theme, like the Western theme. And that was the best
Yeah.
Western theme, and it's a hardcore.
Here we go.
Like a hard
Sarah's got enough personal grudges again.
Because again, it was a proper hip hop
Yeah.
team, and it stuck with the Western
Yeah.
itself. And it was, you know what? They played fair game over there. And the third position, I was like, what is going on here?
Okay, I want to just confirm one thing with Sarah, because she's been doing Judgement for 3 years for dances. What is Western music?
We really want to know what
You-
Western music
We
is.
love Western. We believe Travis Scott, Eminem.
Weekend.
That's Western.
Lady Gaga.
See, Western music, again, you guys are on the right track, right?
Like
Western
deluded.
choreography, on the other hand, hip hop is definitely Western, right? That's no doubt.
Absolutely.
People often misjudge contemporary as an Eastern dance, but it honestly can be in both.
It can be in both. It's something
Could be in both.
Especially with duets and all, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Bollywood, in my opinion, deserves Eastern, not Western.
Without a doubt, like, I mean, I would be the. Because it's bizarre that
I mean, here's the thing. The only argument I have that they're separate is you go to Spotify. I'll do it right now. You type Western. You're not going to find anything that's not English and to a degree Spanish music. That's the
if you
furthest.
put Hanuman Kanak, you know what, fair play. But like, if you're putting like Bollywood music for Western categories, it's like, I'm very confused. How does the criteria go?
No, because a lot of universities this year did so many Bollywood songs, so many, like,
I feel like they do this because you have a crowd control, because I'm sure one of the aspect is crowd control.
Yeah.
And I understand the crowd setting is mainly, well, Indians, so that's what they want to like cater to that demographic. That's probably the reason why. But like, it's not.
No, here's the thing though. If
Yeah.
anything, I think the two universities that's proven this wrong is us, Middlesex, and that day, and Harriet Watt. Because you can,
Yeah,
you
easily.
you make the thing that you have to control the crowd, right? But then if there's two universities that really stuck to what I guess our three definition of Western was those two universities, and they proved that you don't have to stick to it. You can get the crowd hype without having to switch around or basically play the blurred line.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was very weird. The first and third position, they completely played like Bollywood music, and I was very confused. Am I watching the right category? I'm very confused.
Did I really show up on time? Where's the schedule?
Like the costume designs are good. Like they all fit the theme of Western. That kind of makes sense. But like they keep playing it. I was like, does it really qualify
Yeah.
to the Western category of winning first and third? That's what the big question mark comes in over there.
No, see, like, I could say the same about a theme as well.
Mhm.
Like, for example, Hanuman. The theme itself sounds Eastern, not Western. Like, I don't know how you'd Westernize a Hindu god. Like, if that makes sense.
I mean, Dev Patel did make Monkey Man.
There you go.
He did make Monkey Man.
but
But sticking to that, right? Western wise, overall at the end, what was that final thought? Because
what was your final thoughts of
Yeah.
the positions? Do you think you guys were deserving of the runner-up position, or do you feel like above, below? Like what?
what was everyone's
realistically,
objective final
like as an
thought?
artist, what do you really see?
No, so for us, genuinely, again, because of that fear, we thought we would get second and Harriet would get first. That was our mindset, right?
Mm.
But again, like, obviously we were trying our best to aim for first place. Like, no, there's no way, like, you set your mind to getting second and that's it, right? Everyone aims to get that first place trophy or medal or whatever. But yeah, when we were standing on the grass area waiting, like, for them to announce the winners, third place was Amity.
Yeah.
Second place, we were all
Us.
praying. We're like,
We're
not
like-
us, not Middlesex, but then they call our name out. And we're like, okay, it's fine. You know what? We did our best. Fine, whatever. So in our mind, now when they say first place, it's going to be either Harriet or Bits or Wollongong with their cancer theme.
I mean, there was a lot. I mean, I don't really remember the themes much because, to be frank, they were very all-powerful themes that they kept on.
Yeah.
No, because even I heard that Wollongong's choreography
Yeah, so I
was
feel
really
like with most of the teams had like a structured theme, like even if whether if it's good or bad according to the perspective, they all had like a theme. But yeah, but Wollongong is one of the universities which kind of like stuck with that Western theme.
Why do I feel like the way that she was leading up to announcing who won first is a bit very questionable?
I feel like if you're just looking performance-wise, I would have to agree. But then there comes to the criteria on like, is this fair? Like, is this how it's gonna be done? How is it how you're gonna judge or whatever you go?
There is something I need to announce to you guys, by the way.
Tell me.
So obviously,
Mm.
Manipal came first,
Sure.
right? They won in terms of having more energy than us.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Energy and charisma, all right.
Fair enough. But how many points do you think they won with?
I don't know.
What? How many? Okay, how much is it scored out of, and how much is it scored out of, as a rough idea?
What
What the point
difference
is?
between
margin.
us? Probably like 2 or 3 points, I would say, because considering the
Again-
fact that the main thing is choreography, I would say.
Again, I'm a noob. I can't comment on this. It's like asking a cricket fan to go and comment on the ethics of golf. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
I probably should refrain.
Well, we lost by 0.5 points.
Oh well.
0.5.
Ladies and gentlemen, Unfiltered, Unscripted University. Like, you're getting all the cool tea over here.
Wait, point. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just-
0.5.
No, I'm
0.5 points.
I'm not a person that usually uses decimals in scoring, but like how in
I can't do that for movie ratings, though. Like,
the movie ratings is one thing, but okay, I'm sorry. I was there. I know I'm a noob, but I'm gonna say, how was there a 0.5 difference?
As I said, like, so the grading system for Jashn is obviously choreography, expressions. No, it's costumes, stage presence,
So,
all that.
Okay, then.
okay, we get all
Fine.
this. No, but the last important question for this dance is, do you think Justin's rigged? Because this is going to be the biggest question everybody. Every year, everybody
Ladies and
asks this
gentlemen, I would
question.
formally like to announce a trigger warning for the following content. Please understand all statements made.
No, yeah, it's
Our
just a personal
personal.
opinion. What do you feel? Like every year, is it rigged or is
Yeah.
it some years?
Because
Because it's a very debated topic. It's the most debated
Yeah.
topic among all the students in the university over here. Is it rigged?
like
Because I have my personal
I
opinion. of
really feel like
sports fest,
I
but
really
can't
feel
say
like
anything.
this is the perfect time to address it because I'm gonna say it from the new perspective. There was, in my opinion, there's no 0.5 margin, and if the 0.5 margin is the case, then as a biased response, maybe it should have been a different result. So yeah, what do you think? Was it? Is it?
So this year, definitely, I would say it is rigged.
You heard that, guys?
I'm gonna walk up before you count.
It's probably the final episode.
No, this year it's definitely rigged. I would say depending on the judges as well. Like some years, like last year I would say it was not rigged.
Okay.
The year before that, I don't think.
Because you guys won last year, that's why.
Maybe.
Biased opinion.
Biased
Okay. I mean, no, but yeah, okay. So last year and the year before, fair enough.
Yeah.
Then this year's one.
This year, I would say it is rigged. Because, again, trigger warning, guys. The thing is,
I would love to see Headed Bot's reaction to this. Yeah.
no, like, obviously the judges play a big role in choosing whoever wins, right? Now, if the judge is very close friends with the choreographer of certain universities, obviously they're more inclined to, like their performance more, right? And again, trigger warning again, just repeating, sorry guys.
Like a whole approval thing again.
No, we might as well. I keep going. Don't worry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because the judges this year, they were very close friends with Manipal's choreographer, to the point where he would repost their stories saying congratulations.
So we started the episode. We're not name dropping.
Not name dropping anything.
You can bleep it. It's fine. You can bleep it.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, no, reposting the stories
It's gonna be
is
a
a
tough
little
task
crazy.
for me now for editing this, but it's gonna be okay.
I mean, if that's the perspective, fair. Because again, I'm coming at this again from the non-dancer, the non-competitive perspective, right? There is no such thing a 0.5 difference for that competition specifically. I will admit it as a viewer. I will put aside whatever the faults of any of the other teams were, but 0.5 is not the margin. If that is the case, the margin should have been like 5 or 6 whole points, not something that is so blurred.
You want to do basketball?
Timing, right?
Short. How many minutes do we have? Okay, we'll. Yeah, no worries.
That's right.
Okay.
Wow, I guess that being said, let's be frank. I think when we started this, I don't think we were gonna bring that part up, but fair enough.
Fair enough.
Of rigged competitions, and I'm excited for this one. Knockouts and tables are a friendly name, but once you design them, they're meant to blame.
Okay.
Here we go.
So sports. So tell me about your experience with the two teams you're currently in.
Fun fact, by the
So,
way, before you
yeah.
start, Sarah actually won the Outstanding Contributions Award for 2+ sports,
Which
athletics
is
and basketball.
exactly.
So
So, I've been in the basketball team for Middlesex for the past 3
3 years.
years.
Yeah.
And the athletics team I joined this year after Farhan asked, like, why don't
Ask guys.
but yeah, it's a pretty good experience. I enjoyed athletics a lot this year. I've not ran on the track for the past few years.
Since school, if I'm not
School.
mistaken.
Since school. I think since 10th or 11th grade, I've not ran on the track. So it was good to be back. Basketball, I've been playing consistently for years now. So that was my first priority, was to join the basketball team when I came to Middlesex.
But hey, now you're doing 2 sports, so
Sports.
the 2 sports, lovely. I think the main question, or like would this be the final question?
it probably would be.
Okay, then we'll go for this final question.
Because let's be realistic, we kind of addressed a lot more than we were planning to, especially on the topic
Absolutely
of
fine.
Jashn.
No worries, no worries. It's more content. Just saying, more content, more reels, more engagement, guys. This is how marketing works over here. Final question. So I think we all know what UA Uni Games is.
Says it so nonchalantly, but please.
No. Do you think that the women's basketball team will go further than what they've done this year, which is the quarterfinals, of course, but yeah.
No, for sure. Because again,
She started with no. I was like, wait. What
I was like, hey, bro, oh my God.
no.
Okay,
But
okay.
the thing is, this year it was a very new aspect to us, right? It was completely out of the blue as well. No one expected this. So
Don't worry. We are as shocked as the students are.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's not like we were cooking something in the back. No, none of
it
this.
was our first time going against like many of these universities as well. Like for example, we've never gone against AUD. We've never seen AUD playing in any inter-uni competitions. UOS, we've played against them once. We kind of had like
So more or less the government universities.
yes, we've
That's the first time I
with them.
The first time it's quite interesting.
So we didn't know what to expect as well.
Well, we'll find out now. The second season, like second word.
It's been confirmed renewal, right?
Yeah, it's confirmed for renewal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing loads of details. Now it all depends. Time will tell what's going to be happening.
I wonder where you're going with this.
I'm not going anywhere with it. I mean, I'm not even allowed to even to talk about it until they say it's confirmed. That's probably a conversation which mainly sports directors will have. But again, it's going to be crucial for the federation, I would say, because
I will say this though, because and you guys, you more than her, of course. You can correct me on this one wrong. That this is the first. I think the only thing we've had at the state or the national level as the inter-university competition was Bit Sports Fest in the past.
Yeah, so Bit Sports Fest, it's not like a federation.
It's not, but that's the closest thing we got.
But that's the highest because in terms of marketing, in terms of coverage, that is the most one. But
And now that we have
this is a proper sports federation, like what do you say?
the only
By council.
the only thing, I'll be frank, the only fear factor for me. I'm coming now from the perspective as a participant, as a sportsman or sportswoman, as you might say, is how much time will that take off of what us as a university are trying to build? Because the thing is, at the national level, it's good, right? Like it's amazing, but this could affect sports development if unis want to build their own, like us. It's not the like here we can. I'm just saying that is a genuine fear for me. I do not want the stuff that we're doing, we're building, like relay night. The absolute concept that you created of that is brilliant. Those type of stuff. That's just the fear that's like growing in me.
It makes sense. Again, the first edition had it was a great initiative, great step, big step by the country. But now the second edition was gonna want to make or break the whole thing.
Yeah.
A lot of conversations are gonna come up.
A lot of conversations are going to come up. So the next couple of months are going to be crucial for the sports department, just in general, of how it's going to turn out with all the universities. We all have our mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
But the one thing we all unanimously agree is, yes, it is a great initiative, but things can be done much better.
But I guess I think now I know I said yours will be the final question, but one question just popped into my mind. If you guys
Go
don't
ahead.
mind me asking to you is, to you, you're the student. We're done. Our jobs are just to like, you know, from his perspective, it's to coach you. From my perspective, is to get
We are
person
the
in.
status now, but
Is
continue.
you're a dual athlete, and now that question of that conversation coming up is, do you think there's ever gonna come a point where you might believe in sacrificing one of the sports? If it comes down, I know it's a very deep question, but like, you gotta address it, because at the end of the day, people listening to this, if they're a student that wants to join us and they do 2-3 sports, this is a conversation that's gonna come up now.
No, definitely. The thing is, again, my main priority has always been basketball, right? So if there comes a point where I need to choose athletics,
I want you to stare right at him, right to your coach when you say this.
He knows this.
Listen,
Like,
listen,
I've spoken to him about
Listen, the thing is, if ever I take athletes from different sport, I make sure they don't miss their main sport. So don't worry about it. I'm not like, I need them for that. But
So
even if there's some certain stakes, I'll make like plan A, B, C, D.
So when the conversation comes,
Again, like, I would choose
I was
basketball.
quite flexible with it this season as well. But she had to like compete and go for training right after. So I've done all. I've allowed her to go for all the flexibility stuff. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
No
But,
question,
yeah.
man.
no, it's not that, but it's like it's a different perspective. Like I would.
Because even between dance or basketball, everyone knows this. I would always choose basketball over dance as well. Like, that's my main priority. Except this year, it's just this year I kind of prioritized dance a little more than basketball. But yeah,
I guess with
Well,
that.
thanks.
Yeah. I guess with that being said, I think it's a bit of a longer one. I think that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much, Sarah, for being our first official student guest.
Honored.
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 Are we gonna bring her back? No, I don't think we can. Just...
We'll see. Maybe season 2, who knows?
But yeah, thank you so much. And once again, thank you to the man behind the camera, Josh, for all his amazing work. And we'll see you for the next episode of MDX Unplugged, Unfiltered, Unscripted University Life.